Hey everyone, I'm Dan Barefoot coming to you from sunny Los Angeles, California.
And I'm MJ, broadcasting as always from beautiful Bogota, Colombia. Welcome to today's episode of StreamIt, where we're exploring cutting edge finishing applications with two industry leaders focused on the digital cutting and finishing market segment.
We're thrilled to bring you another session of When Stream It. Today's conversation promises to be particularly insightful as we connect with Neolt Factory, the renowned family owned Italian manufacturer with a global footprint and decades of expertise in digital cutting and finishing equipment.
You know that what makes this discussion even more valuable is that we're also joined by our friends from CUTWORX USA, Neolt's exclusive US distributor, and together they represent a textbook synergy of European craftsmanship and American market expertise.
That's right, MJ. Did you know that CutWorks USA has close to 30,000 installations in the market with full technical support and leading edge products? As I've gotten to know the CutWorks team, I've been very impressed with their professionalism. So I'm really looking forward to their discussion today.
To kick things off and dive into the products and synergies, we've got a fantastic lineup of guests who really understand this market. Joining us from Ballenbro, Italy, is
Mhm.
the owner of Neol, Ettore Bricoli Pontiga.
So I did a little research on Valambro today, which means I spent some time on Google Maps and discovered it's just 30 minutes from Milan, the fashion capital of the world. Then I checked out Ettori's LinkedIn profile. He's absolutely channeling that Milan style. Hey, great headshot, Ettore.
Hi,
All right
nice to.
then.
How are you? You good?
All right then, let's not turn this into a fashion show. We also have three distinguished guests joining us from CutWorks USA.
Mhm.
Please
Yes.
welcome Mike Osman, President and Partner, Quentin Edwards, Director of Strategic Partnerships, and Mark Reno, National Sales Manager. All calling in from Dallas, Texas, where I hear everything really is bigger.
Is Dallas actually bigger than Bogota, MJ?
Technically, no then. Bogota has more people and it's more spread out than Dallas.
I didn't know everyone was going to get a geography lesson from MJ. I learn something new every episode. Back on track. It's a real pleasure to welcome Neolt and Cutworks USA to Stream It.
Mhm.
Tori, let's start with you. Can you tell us a bit about your background and how you got started in the industry? I think we have a bit of a technical issue.
Okay.
It happens.
Yeah, I'm sorry about
No
that.
worries,
Char-
no worries.
Charles, could you show the slides, please?
Everyone can hear me?
We can hear you,
We
yes.
can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Okay, fantastic.
To the next slide, please.
So, can I give you a quick introduction? Yep. Okay, so let's dive into our company. Neolt was a family-run company founded in 1941 and is a company that now is run by me and my brother. And we are a typical Italian company that manufacture everything inside our headquarters. This means that, for example, we start from the steel to manufacture all our machine, and we have a cutting fiber laser and a folding machine to create the shape and body of our machine. We sell internationally because our company is distributed by dealers in more than 114 countries. So we have got global networks. And we are mostly specialized in post-finishing machinery, and we are focused on, for example, cutting machine, fold machine, and laminators. So we every time we try to develop mostly our machine, and we invest a lot of money in research and development. For example, in the last year, we worked really hard in the XY system for increasing the productivity and lowering the cost of production. So we developed the XY Plus, that is a machine designed for cutting posters, vinyl, and banner. And then a wallpaper version that allows customer to have really precise cutting with the wallpaper. And the brand new one is the DTF XY cutter that is also exclusively distributed by CUTWORX in the USA, that bring us a lot of good success in the last years.
Okay, I think what we did, we skipped ahead for a moment here. But Ettore, what about your
Yeah,
background? How did you get started in the business?
yeah, definitely. I joined the company in 2014, and I started in company. I changed a lot of kind of position, but right now I'm the international sales manager. So I'm in charge of finding new partner and new distributor for our company over worldwide. And so I do a lot of trade show when you try to present our machine to different nationality and customers. And so basically that's my role. And I'm the fourth generation at Neolt.
Oh,
Oh,
that's very interesting.
yeah. Thank you so much, Ettore. What a really rich background.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure.
And quite a legacy for Neil as well. Now let's shift focus to CUTWORX USA. I would love to hear a little bit from Mike, Quentin, and Mark. And as Dan asked Ettore, a little bit about your individual backgrounds and how you each got into this business. So welcome to Winstream, gentlemen.
Welcome. Thank you for the introduction.
Why don't you
So
tell us a little bit about your background, Mike?
I'm going to age myself a little bit. I've been in this industry for about 40 years. Started in 1985 with blueprint machines, anhydrous ammonia. So that morphed into pen plotters that went into the NCAD machines that eventually got us to where we're at now with the UV printing and with the let's say the dye sublimation type stuff we do now. But it started years ago, and I believe I went in about the early 2000s. I was in a lamination distribution business, so I owned one of these, and did that for about 11 years before I met up with my current partners, Chris Edwards and Todd Morris, and here at AMCAD, and we morphed into CUTWORX about 10 years ago. So AMCAD is a 27-year-old business, and CUTWORX, we've been doing this for about 10 years now. We started with nationally with a CWT table brand, which we're very successful at in North and South America and Mexico area. We also distribute into Japan. And then
Are you still distributing into Latin America?
not as much as we did previously, but yes,
Okay.
we still do.
Okay.
Yeah. But it has slowed due to the rising cost. Right.
I'm sure.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I'm sure.
But from there, we went on to distribute more into the. We're looking more for finishing products for CUTWORX, something that fits our mold, and that's, I believe, where Ettore comes in. We met,
Okay.
I believe, a year and a half ago, and we teamed up with the DTFs to start the nice cutter machines that Neolt manufactures, and then we went into the larger format XY, the Matic machines. They're sword machines, and we've been very successful with that. They've also teamed up with Canon selling their bulk roll systems onto the Colorado machines. And so we're
Okay.
looking forward to the next year and the years after.
Great. Great. Quentin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
How you doing? I'm Quentin Edwards. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships here at CUTWORX. I started with CUTWORX back in 2019, fresh out of college. I started doing technical work, kind of overseeing the narrow format division of CUTWORX, all the sheet fed equipment. Starting about 2022, I took over being the dealer partner channel manager. So I help all of our dealer partners in the U.S., North America, resell our products, help manage our partnerships across overseas with our vendors.
Okay, great. Thank you. Mark?
Hey, thanks for having me today. I am Mark Renaud, the National Sales Manager for CUTWORX. I've been in the industry about 25 years. So again, kind of dating myself, like Mike said. I started off, some people might remember a company called MGE back in the days. I was there just after the creation of the iCut product. I started very, very early on in this industry. Spend most of my time in digital cutting. So I've learned how to cut every material in the world that you can imagine. I've worked with all of the major manufacturers in this industry. And I jumped on board with CUTWORX about a year ago, and it's been a wild ride and a great time.
Great, great, great. So, MJ, I think we've gone ahead of talking about both the Neolt and CUTWORX, and we can just move ahead from there, get into the products. In fact, why don't we do this? Why don't we hear from Atturi now, and we'll talk about the XY Plus wallpaper.
Yeah, of course. So our XY Plus wallpaper and XY Plus, I can definitely say this is one of our most important product. We've developed this system because we see that the customer really need to increase the production and the speed of the finishing, because you know that after a big production, the customer need to deliver the process really, really quickly. The end user always want everything for the day after. So that's why we want to help our customer to grow their production. So we invented the XY Plus, that is a fully pneumatic machine. Okay, is controlled by touchscreen control that allows the customer to work with automatic mode. This means you can set the quote and you can directly work with the size you need, or in the most used way, you can work with the horizontal and vertical alignment. This means that you print your cutting marks with the RIP software, and then the machine with some sensor read these marks and automatically is able to make an alignment. And this is our patent. Doing this, the production will be full automatic, and this is the most important things.
Okay.
The machine is pneumatic and equipped with a silent compressor inside that power the pinch roll for the advancement and also the vertical blade. Doing this, we have some vertical blade that are self-sharpening and can adapt to different kind of media like paper, wallpaper, banners, and also vinyl. So you have a possibility to cut multiple media. And last but not least, the machine is fully plug and play. So we manufacture here in Italy the machine, as you can see on the back. We can ship to US, and all things you need is to put the power, and that's it. So that's our philosophy, and that we develop in the wallpaper system.
Okay. I think we missed the slide there, but what we'll do is we'll talk about the DTF XY cutter now, and then we can go into the demonstrations of the products, I think. So, Charles, if you could show the DTF XY cutter slide, please. Next slide. And the next slide. Okay, there we go. Quentin?
Yeah. So I'm excited to talk about the Neolt DTF-XY for a variety of reasons. As we know, the market growth for DTF has increased So in 2023, we were looking at an average value of $2.56 billion in the industry. And by 2030, they're expecting it to double to almost $4 billion. So with that impressive growth rate, increasing adoption of advanced printing technologies, rising demand for custom apparel and on-demand solutions, cost effectiveness and versatility for the DTF printing and converting, Neolt's introduced the DTF XY cutter to help facilitate some of the production offload work for operators. So whether it's a mom and pop shop or high-end output market or industry, the Neolt's adaptable. So some of the key features of the Neolt DTF XY is this is a 30-inch width cutting roll solution. So there are vertical slitter blades, integrated sensors for reading crop marks for the horizontal and then the vertical. So this is always going to ensure that your cutting is precise. You can have your designs laid out to, a 12-inch wide shirt or larger. So it's all kind of how you design it on your end. There's an internal air compressor that's built into the unit. So this controls your pneumatic rollers, your slitters, the roll advancement. There's an intuitive touchscreen operating system. So you can operate in 2 different modes, manual or automated. So with different memory settings, the operator end user can set up, different quantities that they want to output, or maybe they have different layouts for different roles. So all that data can be saved within the touchscreen. There's also built-in tutorial videos for help for the end users within the touchscreen device. There are optional features of the machine that aren't standard, such as a roll rewinding system. Some users may want to go roll to roll, bring it to another station for processing or shipment. There's also what I think is the nicest feature of this unit is the inline kit. So users can actually inline this system to their shaker device for a completely automated solution. So there's a dancing bar with a height for an upper and a lower limit. So the dancer bar, when it reaches either one, kind of adjusts the tension of the ski or the tension of the roll feeding. You're looking at about 90 linear meters per hour with horizontal cutting every 10 centimeters with this machine. So it's quite fast. The output's going to be excellent. It's perfect for DTF, HTV applications. The big selling point of this is you're reducing the overall labor work. Right now in this industry, a lot of users are cutting by hand. So with this solution, it's an automated solution. It's reading crop mark and has vertical and automatic slitting. So you can cut down your designs, quickly bring it to the next station, press, and move on.
Very interesting. What's the reception been for it in the market, Quentin?
It's had a very good reception. We're getting a lot of interest, a lot of inquiries. People are loving it on their floor.
Okay. What kind of printers are normally going with this unit?
We're looking at DTF printers. So we're looking at stuff like Almaki TXF, the new Epsons, the Ricos, I believe Cobra.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Hey, let's move over to Mark and let's talk about the vertical cutters. Mark?
Wow. Excited to talk about these machines. You guys, there we go. So, every shop in the world's got some sort of a vertical cutting device, but most of them are just very basic. They've got a single blade, simple to use. These are a little more advanced, they've got nicer features, a little more detail, very, very good finish quality in the build of the machines. So they'll handle anything from a piece of paper, cutting foam boards, PVCs, things like that. And then some of them even have routing devices so they can cut acrylics and ACM. They'll cut from a 0.040 to a 1.18 thick material. So, over a 1-inch thick piece of acrylic you could cut on this if you needed to. Up to 122 inches. So you can cut large sheets on the bigger machines, and they do come in different sizes, obviously. And then laser guides and ruler stops so you can get precise measurements, precise cuts, and a clamping device to hold it in place so you get those precision cuts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is there another slide there?
Yes, there's it. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. So on most of the machines, in the ones that we stock and sell, there are 3 tools. One being a kind of a standard knife cutting tool for foam boards and papers and plastics, and then a heavier duty knife for doing PVCs, things like that, and then an integrated router for doing acrylics, ACMs, and you can even run a V-notch bit to do the V-cuts for folding like ACM.
Okay.
There's a foot control and speed control, so you get accurate, clean cuts, so it stays true to speed, especially with the router. And it's in stock, ready to ship out of Texas.
Great. That's great. Great overview. Thank you so much. Hey, Tori, let's move back over to you and let's take a look at the XY Plus and the DTF XY cutter. Tori, it's yours.
Yes, of course. Yeah, if you don't mind, I can show you a little bit our machine. Okay. So here we have our XY Wallpaper Plus. As I told you, the machine is fully plug and play. So the machine will be delivered like this. Internal compressor included in the machine, so you don't need to connect with anything except, of course, the electricity. Here you have our touchscreen control. As I told you, it's super easy and allows customer to use in a most friendly way. As Quentin have also mentioned it before, we have fully tutorial that explain you, for example, how to install a vertical cut. So customer don't need to work with the paper, with the instruction. It's much more easy to see here and replicate the same things on the machine. I want to explain also a little bit our patented vertical blade that, as you can see, they're fully open here and powered by a piston. This means that also if the media change, you don't have to do any kind of modification because the blade auto-adapt to the media. And in some case, you have also the possibility to increase or decrease the pressure to match the perfect cut you are looking for. The most important thing of the machine is this alignment here. Okay, so we have two sensors, one to the right and the other one to the left, that read the marks. The marks are like that. So we just need to select line, okay, like this. The machine read these two lines and automatically is able to make a calculation if the media is not straight, if the roll is not where we want it. The machine move backward or forward the media to have a perfect cut. So that's really the key point of that machine. And on this model, we have also installed the wallpaper system. You can see probably from there. Okay, so we have a sensor here that read the vertical line. Okay, so doing that, the machine always track this line and is able to move the full roll to the left or to the right. 3 centimeters to the right and 3 centimeters to the left. This allows customer to have always perfect wallpaper to make the application also on 3-4 meters wall. This is really, really important. Now we can demonstrate the machine. So how it works. My colleague Fulvio, that is our technical manager, will demonstrate the machine. So, for example, now we have the file, the print. We have a vertical line and also horizontal line. So the only things we need to do is set the machine with the mark mode. So we can go there, okay, and simply cut. We can put the number of the copy you want. So for example, free copy. You can change the speed of the advancement and the speed of the blade. And then the machine automatically will cut. So in that case, you have two poster perfectly cutted, okay? And the great things is the alignment. As you can see here, we have the cutting mark, cutting, and it perfectly matches the position. So this is the accuracy of the machine, and this is why this kind of XY cutter is revolutionary in the market on the finishing market.
So, Tori, are those the cutting strips? Are those printed from the rip, or how does that work?
Simply, you can add on the rip. Most of the rip, like Onyx Caldera, already have this kind of
Okay.
marks inside the rip. So you just need to select horizontal and vertical line, and the machine will do in the
So
automatically.
does that say Neolt
So
on it, or is it?
almost our
Oh,
customer.
go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So in the rip, we have an agreement with Onyx, and we have an agreement with Caldera, and so for this kind of machine, you will find the marks number.
Okay.
The machine comes standard with 2 vertical blades, as you can see here. Okay, and then you can add several different blades, up to 10, and in some cases also up to 12. We have the single one in the left and in the right, and in the center, you can see from here that we have a double vertical blade that split the 2 prints. So in your print job, you can leave 10 millimeter white space in the middle, and the machine will automatically cut the 2 prints correctly. Here you have also a manual when you can and memory when you can set the name of the job. For example, here you can save, like, for example, CUTWORX, okay, and save the memory. So when you do this kind of job, or if you have a repetitive job, you can save the memory, and every time you don't need to select and recreate the file, okay. And the other really important thing is the pinch roll. The pinch roll for the advancement and for the loading of the media, we can show the back part of the machine are fully pneumatic, and this means that when you load the machine, you don't have the possibility of a movement. So I can show you right now. For example, you have simply a pedal down there. Pushing the pedal, all the pinch roll goes up and down, okay? And as all pinch roll are pneumatic, there is no possibility to have a movement, okay? So every time the media goes straight, and this is really, really important for a well-done job.
Okay.
So basically, this is our XY wallpaper plans. I don't know if you have some other information. Just one really cool things that we have in this machine. Making an example with the competition. For example, if you don't need this cutter in the middle, you have to remove this, and then restore this, and this takes a lot of time. With our patented system, simply as pneumatic, you can open, okay? You can open like this, and now the blade is disengaged. So this really reduces the time of setting the machine, and give the customer the possibility to be really, really more productive.
What is the main application? I know signage, but what would you find percentage-wise between, like, signage and doing posters? I'm sorry, doing wallpaper.
Well, in the past year, we can say that the signage is definitely the most popular. But now with the interior decor personalization, with new technology, we have seen in printer, definitely the market is changing. So I think at the moment is still 70% for signage and the 30% for
Okay.
for the wallpaper. But I think that in the next year will increase the part of the wallpaper, because the demand of personalization for the interior decor is really, really getting more and more interesting.
Do you have different sizes of these, or is there a standard size?
Yes, we have different size. This one is the standard size, is 165 centimeter. I'm sorry about that.
64 inches,
But
approximately,
yes, exactly.
or less.
And we have also the 2 meter 10.
Okay. Oh,
Also a bigger version of 2 meter 10. And I have news for you. Right now, we will introduce in FESPA the 3 meter one.
oh, wow.
So we will drop in. Yeah, it's really, really a brand new machine. So you're the first one to know about it.
So we have breaking news here, folks.
Yes, exactly. We are breaking
So,
this.
what with the 3 meter machine, which printers would you normally see this attached to? Even the
Yeah,
2 meter machines.
we've
Go ahead.
uh, been mainly we have a lot of customers in Europe that are also cutting like big banners and a machine like, for example, a big EFI, some HP doors, and this kind of real industrial
Okay.
machine are will be perfect to match with this big print, big cutter. Yeah.
When you're selling this unit, this type of unit for wallpaper, you have to add. I assume there's accessories that have to go with it. What kind of accessories go with it?
Uh, well, usually we the machine is already well accessorized. Okay, so the standard machine, as I told you, is included two vertical blade. Then we have some optional, like for example, we have a heat laser here that allows you to match the the line where we are going to cut with the blade, so you can see exactly where the blade is going to cut. And then the wallpaper kit is already included in the machine,
Okay.
so it really depends on of the configuration. But then, of course, you have a lot of possibility for the output because we have the stacker with that is a motorized stacker with an airplay blow, airway blow that blows up all the media, also 4 meter posters and stuff automatically on a table. And also for the table, we have a different solution like the fixed tables that also can be customized. So if, for example, your customer have a strange or or particular size, we can manufacture from them the correct one. And then we have the automatic table that also is able to low lowering and going up, so you can stack a lot of printer. So, for example, we have a customer that work also with that machine online with Canon Colorado. So the machine is online with the printer, and the printer is also loaded with our bulk system. I mean, it's an unwinder that can hold up to 500 kilograms
Wow.
roll, feeding automatic into the Colorado. So doing that, all the process is completely automatic. And if you add also the stacker and the table, you can work like 24 hours a day. So for the production and the labor also cost, this is a revolution.
So a warranty like that you must have what kind of warranty do you have on those machines?
On the warranty of the machine, we have 1 year on all the components. But the best thing of this machine, honestly, is that as it's pneumatic and also the blade are self-sharpening, the life of the blade is like 3-4 years. So more you use the blade, more the blade gets sharp. So talking about spare parts, unfortunately for me, you don't need spare parts for my
Yeah,
side.
that's not a revenue source,
Yeah,
I guess. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, maybe we can move over to the DTF XY cutter, which has been getting so much news here.
Exactly. So, a little bit story of that machine. We see a lack in the market because we have seen that the customer cut DTF with the system,
Hmm.
and you can understand that they're losing all the margin doing that. And so we think about our technology, our big XY Plus, and we think about, okay, why we don't do the same thing but smaller for the DTF application for the craft market. And this machine was born, and we have used the same technology, basically using the XY, because as you can see, the machine have a compressor inside
Hmm.
that allows you to also increase the pressure of the pin pool and increase and regulate the pressure. Oh, this is the compressor working. Okay, so you can see it's also a silent compressor, including the machine. And I was talking about the vertical cut. You have the possibility to increase or decrease the pressure of the vertical cut. So this means that if you can also cut different kind of media, so not just DTF, it's
Hmm.
also like DTF, UV, and some kind of vinyl and sticker. So for the craft market, is also a perfect machine. Uh, you can work from the wall like this, okay? So you can see that also from the rule, we have the mark line with a sensor that read this mark line and automatically cut, or you can work with an online system. Online means that you put this machine directly at of course, working online, the machine is really much faster. We are talking about 18 linear square meter per minute, so it's quite fast.
Yeah.
And here we have our touch screen panel control that is basically the same of the XY, smaller of course, and you have also here the tutorial that explain you how to regulate the machine, how to change the blade, how to set also the menu of the machine. And so it's a small machine, but with a lot of technology. And as you can see here, all the blades are also pneumatics. So you can regulate and set the blade whatever you want. You can open the air valve and the machine can work.
So is this compatible with all, most software packages, Vittorio? The RIP packages,
Sorry,
or do you have to put cut marks on the images for it to be cut? I assume you do.
It depends on the RIP software, because talking about DTF, okay, mostly of the printers still have the mark option. Okay, some RIP doesn't have it, but you can easily put these two black line or two white line on the file, and the machine will detect it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to demonstrate. We're going to go on mark mode. Okay, we can set the quote and the number. For example, we can join me. We can put like 10 copies. Okay, and the machine will start automatically to cut this 10 copy. Okay, for example, now we have a roll with 3 images. Okay, and as you can see, the machine read the mark, cut off the marks, advance, cut the mark. And at the end, you have your perfect square DTF media ready to be transferred. So this is a little bit revolutionary, because doing that, you can imagine how you can increase your production. How can you increase also your marginality when you sell DTF?
And that's a huge area. Let me ask you, you said that how fast is the unit in cutting?
18 linear meter per minute with the maximum speed working from the wall. Okay. If you're talking about, of course, the machine working online with the machine needs to wait the printer. But we have different kind of customer also. CUTWORX, for example, we have a customer that have more than one DTF print, so they just print and rewind, and then we have customer that put the machine online because they want a full process. You have another option. Taking off this table, you can put a rewinder down there, so you can cut just vertically, not horizontally. And for example, you can cut 3 smaller roll or more. So it's from roll to shift or roll to roll. So this is the 2 application that customer can work on.
Okay, that's great. Maybe I have 2 questions, and maybe Quentin will address this. One is what in Europe, who are the major, what printers are you attaching to? And then Quentin, what do you see here in the US? Same question. Which are the major printer manufacturers are you working with, or are you seeing these units go into there with those printers? Maybe Tori, you can tell us about Europe.
Yeah. In Europe, there is a lot of different kind of printer coming from China. And in the past year, a lot of customers buy Chinese machine, but nowadays the customer want quality. And so from what I see in the market, mostly I see this machine attached with the Mimaki and this kind of also polyprint machine, but mostly Mimaki.
Mostly Mimaki? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you see, Quentin?
Yeah, kind of the same as what Tori's seeing with the Chinese printers here in the U.S. Also, Mamaki's a big one. I think Epson just released a DTF printer, so we'll probably see it paired up with that one pretty soon. You know, Ricoh, I believe, is releasing a DTF printer as well. But Mamaki and then some of the lesser known names from China.
Okay. Hey, just it's a little delicate question, but are there tariffs on Italian products coming into the U.S.? This kind of product?
Yes.
There will be? Okay. Very interesting. Hey, let's go into QA. We have some questions that people have submitted. And for Tori, do you work with other wallpaper printers besides Canon?
Yeah, we work we work really close with Canon. We have developed this machine to be aligned with Canon. So at the moment, for this kind of solution, this is the most sold, but our system is open. So we have a customer that works also with, for example, Dynas machine and some other brands. So we can say that we can adapt to all kind of printers. We're not stuck to one brand.
You know, Europe seems to be a bit ahead of the United States in this area. Do you see resin machines going into the wallpaper market?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I
Okay.
think that the wallpaper market is getting more and more interesting for the big brands. So I
Okay.
think that more in next year, more than big players, printer producer will get interested in releasing the wallpaper machines.
Okay. Hey, here's a question for CutWorks. What's the training process for end users who buy Neolt products from you?
So there's one of two different ways. The first one is we offer on-site installation and training, so we can come out. We'll help you install the cutter, teach you how to operate it, all the features, add-ons if you purchased them with the machine. Outside of that, the second option would be it is user installable. So as of right now, most of the end users are installing it themselves. Tori's team with Neil's done a great job of adding the tutorial videos on the touchscreen that actually walk you through the process of operating the machine. And then there's also helpful documentation to help the end user assemble the machine, put it together. The great thing about these machines is they're not very complicated. There's not a lot that goes into it. Usually we do the pre-configure here before it goes out. So standard configurations, one vertical slitter. If the end user orders 3, 4, 5, we'll usually put those on before they go out, just to help speed along the process and get them going quicker.
Okay. Hey, Tori, let's look into the future a bit. Someone's asking, what about future products, or what's your future direction? More automation, things of this nature?
Definitely. We manufacture manual and electric cutting machine for more than 30 years. And now we see that is everything about automation, about increasing the speed of the production. So yeah, our research and development is focused on that, and we are investing a lot of resources in this kind of solution. So that's our focus point for the next years.
Okay. In fact, you did give us some breaking news on your new cutter, but are there any other things that you'll launch at FESPA? Other products?
At FESPA, that one will be the main
Okay.
news. But of course, we have the XY on our DTF XY in our booth, and we will have also another DTF XY directly online with the polyprint printer in the Smart Hub of FESPA, so we can show the full process of production from the print to the application, and that is our focus on FESPA.
Okay. Hey, I know that CutWorks is going to be at the ISA show. What products are you going to be showing at ISA?
Well, we're in booth 2637. We will have the Sword ELS there. We'll have the Matic XY and the DTF. So you'll see all three of the products that we've talked about today.
That's great.
Yeah. Plus a few of our other products that we sell, our Apex Plus line of digital cutting tables, our CWT work tables. full channel letter bending equipment in the booth, and then we partner with Reese Supply, so we'll have a Apex cutter there, and the Wrap Experience will have a lamination table in their section.
Oh, wow. So you're going to be really busy during the ISA show.
Oh, it's yeah. Usually these shows get pretty crazy for us. We're all over the place.
Yeah. Will you be bundling printers with any of the Neolt products in the future? Are you already doing that?
So on the CUTWORX side of things, we don't bundle directly, but the other half of the company, we do some bundling with Mamaki products. So yes,
Okay.
there are some options there.
Okay.
We work with our dealer partners on the bundling.
A good point.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
So yeah, that's a very good way to do it. Overall, how are you finding the reception here in the U.S. for the DTF XY cutter? Has it been good?
Quentin, what do you think?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think I don't know how many we've sold off the top of my head, but it's been very popular since we introduced it. We went through inventory pretty quick.
Good. Hey, Mike, where do you see your company going in the future?
I see us growing more on with the wallpaper business. It seems like that's becoming a lot more. That's why we brought in Tori, with his expertise.
Okay.
That seems to be a channel that is growing more in the U.S. It's more popular in Europe now, what I see, than what it basically is in the U.S. I don't know if it's from the age of the buildings versus what the new ones are all in the U.S., but there's definitely more popular. It's noticeably different.
I see a far more activity in Europe with, especially with some of the Canon users that we're in touch with than you find here in the U.S. Although it's starting. It was the same way with direct-to-fabric and with sublimation. It seems like the Europeans picked it up faster than the Americans did. So that's very interesting. Well, folks, we thank you so much. That's all the questions we have right now, but we thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to hear how all of you got started, and you all bring unique and compelling stories to the table. So if our listeners would like more information on Neolt Factory, please go to www.neoltfactory.com, and for CUTWORX USA, www.cutworxusa.com. MJ, the exciting part is that StreamIt has many more sessions like this planned in the future. For companies interested in participating in StreamIt, what's the best way to get involved?
It's quite simple, Dan. Companies can reach out to us via email at dan@worldimaginenews.com or contact us directly through our website.
Thank you, MJ. And a big thanks to everyone who joined us for today's StreamIt session, especially Tori, Mike, Quentin, and Mark. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Quick News, our weekly newsletter. It's the best way to stay up to date and the latest in graphics imaging. Plus, you'll get access to our upcoming video highlights from major trade shows like ISA in Las Vegas and FESPA in Berlin, Germany, occurring this May.
Don't forget, we will also be live at 2 graphic shows in Bogota, Colombia in June, Createx and Andigráfica.
Oh, yes. We'll be on site on all the events, bringing you the latest news straight from the show floors. Also, please visit our website at worldimagingnews.com and
worldimaginenewslatina.com.
And that's the StreamIt, folks. I'm Dan Barefoot.
And I'm MJ.
And until next time, stay healthy and keep smiling.
Manténganse saludables y sigan sonriendo.